Hello students, today we will deal with the first chapter, A Triumph of Surgery, from your supplementary reader, Footprints Without Feet. The lesson is divided into two parts for convenience of recording, and so pages 1 and 2 till read and find out on page 3 will be the first part, and the rest will be the second part. Now coming to the lesson, A Triumph of Surgery is written by James Herriot. James Herriot is the pen name or the assumed name of James Alfred White, the British veterinary surgeon and writer. His books are partially autobiographical, with many of the stories loosely based on real events or people. He wrote a series of 8 books about animals and their owners. And this particular story, A Triumph of Surgery, is about Tricky, a small dog, who is pampered and overfed by his rich mistress, Mrs. Pumphrey. And the whole story is narrated from the point of view of Dr. Herriot. And so, the I mentioned all through the lesson refers to Dr. Herriot. Now we will proceed with the lesson. I was really worried about Tricky this time. I had pulled up my car when I saw him in the street with his mistress, and I was shocked at his appearance. He had become hugely fat, like a bloated sausage with a leg at each corner. His eyes, bloodshot and rheumy, stared straight ahead, and his tongue lolled from his jaws. So Dr. Herriot tells us that he was coming in his car, and he saw Tricky along with his mistress on the street, and was shocked at his physical appearance. And he describes vividly Tricky's appearance. He had become very fat. So he had become hugely fat. He was not fat as such. He had become fat, and he's compared to a bloated sausage with a leg at each corner. Bloated means swollen. The sausage, you all know, is finely minced meat stuffed into long cylindrical cases and divided into small lengths by twisting and tying. So the small dog Tricky looked like a swollen sausage with a leg at each corner. And his eyes, bloodshot and rheumy means watery, stared straight ahead, and his tongue lolled from his jaw. So it's quite unnatural for a dog. So the doctor was shocked at that. Mrs. Pumphrey hastened to explain. He was so listless, Mr. Herriot. He seemed to have no energy. So Mrs. Pumphrey hastened means replied very fast, was very quick to say. So she explained the reason for the condition. He was so listless. Listless means lacking enthusiasm. So he was so listless, Mr. Herriot. He seemed to have no energy. I thought he must be suffering from malnutrition. So Mrs. Pumphrey, the owner, thought that the dog was suffering from malnutrition, was not taking in enough food or the required food. So what did she do? So I have been giving him some little extras between meals to build him up. So she says that I have been giving him some little extras between meals, that is between the ordinary meals. She gave him some little extras to build him up. And she explains what are those little extras. Some malt and cod liver oil and a bowl of Horlicks at night to make him sleep. Nothing much really. Now malt is a substance made from grain that has been soaked in water and then dried. And cod liver oil is a thick yellow oil given as a medicine, especially to children, because it is full of vitamin A and D. So these are the things, malt, cod liver oil and Horlicks were the things that she gave as extra to build him up and make him sleep. And she says that nothing much really. So this all shows how pampered Tricky was. Now pampered, you know the meaning. A pampered child. A child whose every demand is met by the parents. Who is given all the luxuries of life. So like that, the dog Tricky was also provided with everything that he asked for and all the luxuries of life by his mistress, Mrs. Pumphrey. Now Dr. Herriot asked her, and did you cut down on the sweet things as I told you? I had asked you to cut down on the sweet things. Did you do that? Oh, I did for a bit, but he seemed to be so weak, I had to relent. Oh, I tried. I cut it for a little time. But he seemed to be very weak, and I had to relent. Now, relent means what? Change one's mind. So I was very strict. I tried to follow your instructions, but he was very weak that I had to change my mind. I had to yield to his request, in other words. He does love cream cakes and chocolates. So the dog loves cream cakes and chocolates. I can't bear to refuse him. No, I cannot refuse him. If he asks for it, I will give. I cannot. I looked down again at the little dog. Here, whom does I refer to? Dr. Harriet. I looked down again at the little dog. That was the trouble. Tricky's only fault was greed. He had never been known to refuse food. He would tackle a meal at any hour of the day or night. Now the doctor realized the only trouble with Tricky, the small dog, was greed. He had never been known to refuse food. He never refused food or was never denied food. And he could tackle a meal at any hour of the day or night. Whatever be the time, you give him food, he will take. And I wondered about all the things Mrs. Pumphrey hadn't mentioned. Okay, Mrs. Pumphrey told about the extra food she gave, that she couldn't deny him cream cakes and chocolates. Now, what about the things that she hadn't mentioned? So he asked her, are you giving him plenty of exercise? Well, he has his little walks with me, as you can see. But Hodgkin, the gardener, has been down with lumbago, so there had been no ring throwing lately. Now, lumbago means pain in the muscles and joints of the lower back. So, from her reply, we can make out that Tricky, the only exercise that Tricky had was a little walk that he had with his mistress, and also the ring throwing with the gardener. Now, the gardener is not well, so the only exercise that the dog gets is a little walk that he has with his mistress, Mrs. Pumphrey. I tried to sound severe. Now the doctor became a bit angry as such, so he tried to sound severe. Now I really mean this. If you don't cut his food right down and give him more exercise, he is going to be really ill. You must harden your heart and keep him on a very strict diet. So he made his voice sound sharper, and he said that you have to cut down his food right now and give him more exercise. Otherwise, he will fall ill. And you have to harden your heart. Don't be so soft. Harden your heart and keep him on a very strict diet. Mrs. Pumphrey wrung her hands. Wrung means twisted her hands. Oh, I will, Mr. Harriet. I'm sure you are right. But it is so difficult. So very difficult. So she knows what Dr. Harriet says is correct and that is what is needed. But she cannot. So she says that, okay, I will do. She set off, head down, along the road, as if determined to put the new regime into practice immediately. So from her movement, it is very clear that she felt a bit guilty and also determined that she will put the new system, regime in system. Here it means prescribed course of exercise and diet. That is, I will follow. Okay, now onwards I will follow what Dr. Harriet suggested. She walked along with that in mind. I watched their progress with growing concern. Tricky was tottering along in his little tweed coat. Tottering means moving in an unsteady way. So the dog was not even able to walk properly. He was walking in an unsteady manner. And little tweed coat, a coat made of a rough surfaced woolen cloth. Now the dog was wearing a coat, and he had a whole wardrobe of these coats for the cold weather and a raincoat for the wet days. So he had different coats suiting different weather and a raincoat for the wet days. All these shows how pampered he was. He struggled on, drooping in his harness. Harness, you know, it's a set of straps by which an animal is fastened to a cart and is controlled by the driver. I thought it wouldn't be long before I heard from Mrs. Pumphrey. So looking the dog and his mistress moving along, the doctor thought, very soon I will get a call from Mrs. Pumphrey. The expected call came within a few days. So the expected call, the call which Dr. Harriet expected from Mrs. Pumphrey came within a few days. Mrs. Pumphrey was distraught. Tricky would eat nothing, refused even his favorite dishes, and besides, he had bouts of vomiting. He spent all his time lying on a rug panting. Didn't want to go for walks, didn't want to do anything. So, as he expected, Mrs. Pumphrey called Dr. Harriet within a few days. She was extremely worried. Distraught means extremely worried about Tricky's condition. Tricky refused even his favorite food, the cream cakes and chocolate, and he had started vomiting. And all the time he spent his time lying on a rug, panting. Didn't want to do anything. I had made my plans in advance. The doctor, being an experienced person, anticipated all this in advance and had made his plans. The only way to get Tricky out of the house the only way was to get Tricky out of the house for a period. So he understood that Tricky being allowed to be with his master, Mrs. Pumphrey, will not do any good for him. Mrs. Pumphrey cannot deny him food. So he understood that Tricky had to be taken out of the house for a period. I suggested that he be hospitalized for about a fortnight to be kept under observation. Fortnight means a period of 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, let him be hospitalized. The poor lady almost swooned means fainted. She was sure he would pine and die if he did not see her every day. So she said that he will die. Pine means long, painful. He will wait for me. He cannot pass a day without seeing me. He will die. But I took a firm line. Tricky was very ill, and this was the only way to save him. In fact, I thought it best to take him without delay, and followed by Mrs. Pumphrey's wailings. Wailings means cries, long high cries. I marched out to the car, carrying the little dog wrapped in a blanket. The entire staff was roused, and maids rushed in and out, bringing his day bed, his night bed, favorite cushions, toys and rubber rings, breakfast bowl, lunch bowl, supper bowl. So see what all she has been provided with. So once she knew that the dog is going to be hospitalized, this is what she did. Asked the entire staff, they all got excited, and everybody rushed in and out bringing all these things. Day bed, night bed, separate bed for each time, then favorite cushion, toy, separate bowls for breakfast, lunch and supper. Realizing that my car would never hold all the stuff, I started to drive away. As I moved off, Mrs. Pumphrey, with a despairing cry, threw an armful of the little coat through the window. So the doctor started moving off. In that hurry, Mrs. Pumphrey threw an armful of the little coats, the different coats that the dog had. And I looked in the mirror before I turned the corner of the drive. Everybody was in tears. Out on the road, I glanced down at the pathetic little animal gasping on the seat by my side. I patted the head, and Tricky made a brave effort to wag his tail. Poor old lad, I said. You haven't a kick in you, but I think I know a cure for you. So the doctor was determined that I will cure you, I will bring you back to your normal state. Now there we end this first session. Now I want you to write down the answer of this particular question. That is page 1. Read and find out the first 2. I'll read out. Why is Mrs. Pumphrey worried about Tricky, and what does she do to help him? This particular question, I want you to write the answer in your notebook on your own. Okay, thank you for today.